Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate that.
Recording's in progress.
Hi, David.
David's online.
Hi, friends. I'm currently at work, but I'm on my lunch break, so.
So I think we'll have more than David. Okay. I made the settings so that they don't need to be in the waiting room. Like I don't have to admit them, so they should be able to just go in. Yeah. But if you see something pop up, then. Okay. Yeah.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our very first CNAfME meeting of the season. That's very exciting.
Wow.
Yes, it's very exciting. So, something that I've been asked to talk about today is just like kind of why we're all here. And David, if you have any questions, I'll just keep an eye on it in case you raise your hand or something. So,
Cool. Thank you.
yeah, just let me know. But, so we're all here for CNAfME, which is the Collegiate National Association for Music Educators, and obviously we are the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee chapter. So CNAfME is for music educators, and it's primarily an organization where we are able to learn a little bit more about the field that we're going into. It's also a great networking opportunity, which we're going to talk about some of those networking opportunities later on with Wmea. And it's also a bit of a service organization, so we try to do last week or the week before, one of those was like the collegiate kickoff week where they were talking about different service project ideas for any chapter of CNAfME, so we'll have some ideas for that. But that's why we're all here. So we're all here to make music together, learn about being music teachers and things like that together. So that's just basically why we're here. If you have any questions throughout anything at all, do we have any first years? Nick. Just Nick, okay. And even if you're a returning sophomore or anything like that and you have questions, feel free to ask at any time. The good thing is there's 4 of us here, and we also have our advisor, Dr. Faye Shaw, here, and she can also answer questions as well. So, yeah.
So we have some ideas for events we want to do this semester. The 4 of us talked about doing some music advocacy event where we talk about why we think music education is important as a chapter, why we wanted to be music educators, why it's an essential position, and then create kind of some sort of collective visual or something that shows like what we at CNAfME at UWM believe about music advocacy. We talked about, what else did we talk about?
I have it in front of me, doing a bake sale fundraiser, conference, talking, donations for like build your own music kits.
Oh yeah, we thought it'd be cool to do some sort of like philanthropic thing for kids in the K through 12 system in our area, so like kind of the MPS school district. And we were thinking we could make like kind of DIY folk instruments that they would use for like an elementary music class. Like I can remember Kate or Anna used to talk about like egg shakers, like making them those out of rice and little eggs and other kind of things like that. So if you have ideas for that, that would be cool. And I think that would be a really great thing for us to do for the schools around us because a lot of them don't have music programs or they're just starting new music programs in the next few years. So they need people like us to support them and encourage them to make music. But we wanted to hear from you all if you had any ideas of events for the semester, and Eric is going to facilitate this discussion.
So essentially, we came up with a couple ideas that we want to put out, but mainly we want to have some say from you guys. So because participation is very important in these events, and we would like to have a big show up. So if you guys come up with ideas, it's more likely that you would show up because it's your ideas, and it would be quite embarrassing if you didn't show up to your own ideas, right? So, any ideas?
I have a great idea,
Yes,
but actually I have a question first.
Yeah.
I don't know everybody in this room. Could we do an introduction?
We're going to do that later.
Okay, so my really good idea is I would love to know what are the opportunities for finding music jobs internationally or out of state.
Yeah. I'm writing them on here too if you don't want us to. If you don't want to.
I don't think we'll have room, but yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So what kind of, like, would you like Guest speakers or
Yeah, like someone who's worked abroad or got their license in a different state, or like what the process was of licensure and I guess the support that they had.
I can tell you what, I can talk about what it is to get licensure in other states. And I've known a couple of people that have taught music abroad. Do I know where they are right now? Is there?
Tony Boudre is still in the area.
Okay.
And he did Norway for one.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, David.
Not necessarily like a run out to like high schools, but like a virtual run out where we take like our experiences and we compile them into a video and send them to like schools as a possible recruiting for students in their senior year, even junior year.
Keep in mind because of the new schedules and stuff that have messed everything up. We are only available for certain days, and we are thinking about doing like one big event per month. So there's going to be about 3-4 events, 5 if we can fit that in through this semester. So keep that in mind as you think of ideas.
I think David's idea is really cool too, because we could do that collaboratively all in our own time. Like I know my sister's high school like graduating class made a video like that they then sent to the middle schools, where everybody just had to come in on their own time, record like a 1 minute why they are in ensembles or music or where they studied. So yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think that's a
I
good
would benefit
point.
from that in high school.
Yeah, like the projects that we do, like the donations thing we're talking about, the thing that David's talking about are things that could go on through the course of the semester, while other things could be an event that we hold a specific night for all of us.
That would be like a guest speaker or like a presentation or something like that. One thing that I was kind of going off of what David was saying, we have tried in the past to do like college networking, so we get it like together with like another CNAfME chapter at like another school, and we have like an event with them. I'm not sure if that would be something that would interest us. We've done it in the past, but sometimes turnout is iffy from other schools, so I'm not sure what they're interested in. Yes.
The jumping off idea. We could, like ASAP, send out something to like the other people we have connections with, and try to even just do like a dinner or a lunch at Wmea.
That's true.
Because sometimes even those collegiate networking events at Wmea, people don't go to.
There's a different section.
Or they're like
I'd
really
rather go to.
awkward. Yeah. So yeah, that would be a really good idea. Even if we all get to know each other. And do something like that.
Anybody else have other thoughts, ideas, or even if it's just a tadpole of a thought? Yeah.
We did drumming, which was like non-stressful music
Oh, that was
before COVID. Literally the day before
The
shutdown.
shutdown.
Friday
the 13th,
we were here. Like non-stressful music making, and then the world got stressed.
Again,
But
we don't know if because of the whole. Because didn't we have it like every other week or something with the
Doesn't really-
drumming work?
Well, that
Something like that.
particular one, we just chose Friday afternoon after ensembles were done. and
Yeah,
we set
exactly.
it
Well, then
up
again,
on
now I think there's like something at like 4 or something on Fridays or something like that. I don't know. So maybe
We'll just keep it on there. If something comes to fruition, then it comes to fruition.
We added on, because we were thinking like Friday nights, like are people gonna want to come to an event for this on Friday night? But maybe if it was a stressful music, not stressful.
We're gonna perform the rhyme spring.
On like maybe if it was like, I don't know, on study day, or if it was just like a more casual thing instead of like a big event where we really want most of the people to be able to come. That could be something we add on.
yeah.
also I think David has.
Yeah, sorry, Dave.
David, what'd you say before? We couldn't hear you.
I was gonna say about the non-stressful music thing. I would just keep it in the back burner, because if for some reason like all of us are free, then we can like add that in there. And I do have an idea when you guys are done workshopping on whatever you're talking about right now.
Right now.
Okay, so my first year or like my first semesters in the music ed program, I wouldn't say I was like overwhelmed by lesson planning, but maybe other students would be. So if you guys would be interested in like getting all of us together, we could workshop how to go over lesson plans, how to like effectively write them. I don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested, especially newer students in the program, if you guys would be interested in working on something like that.
I would say in addition to like how to write lesson plans, there's a few like key words that you want to throw in lesson plans, like define, demonstrate, discuss, and things that you really don't want to say in your lesson plans. And like students will understand. It's like, how do you know they understand? So kind of things that are basic things about lesson planning that's kind of accessible to everybody. That'd be cool.
Bouncing off of that idea, I know a couple of us, including myself, haven't had really detailed courses with Dr. Shaw yet, so that would also help us. Obviously, I know you're referencing stuff from class, so that would also help a lot of us.
A little jump start.
Yeah, a lot of freshmen, sophomore.
That would also go really well with the meeting idea of just giving a quick crash course in what the music ed jury is or what the music ed audition looks like, because even though we didn't have a big turnout when we did that event, it was one of the most helpful events I ever attended. So y'all should.
Do we want to do that for sure? Have like another like what is a music ed jury?
I want to know.
Okay.
Actually, as an officer, I am new, so I have no idea what is going on as well.
Sick. Anything else before we move on? Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is Wmea. So if you've never been before, what is Wmea? It's a statewide conference that is held in Madison, and it's basically for music educators across the state and collegiate music ed majors. Why should you go? It's good professional development. There's always lots of really cool sessions that kind of give you a different side of music ed that maybe you haven't thought about. For me, it always gives me insight into things that I'll actually face in the music ed field. Like, you get to kind of hear from educators like, oh, this is happening in my class, and then they discuss it at the session, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think about, that coming up, and now I kind of know some tools for that. It's also really great for networking because literally everybody comes together in one place, and you get to meet actual people in the field and meet other people from different colleges. They usually have, what is that called with the booths and the
Exhibitors area.
The exhibitors, yeah. So, like, they have all those there, and you can kind of see different products that you could purchase for your classroom, and stuff like that. And so it's really
like eat your way around the world kind of.
yeah.
Oh,
So
so
a lot
much
of them have free food.
cheesecake galore.
What?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very good.
Florence, host.
So Lawrence for the conference now.
I already bought a ticket.
Yeah. So last year it was virtual and it was not my favorite, but this year it's back in person and that's a really good thing. And so we should all go. So at conference there's sponsored events and unsponsored events, and sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to go to that event because it's sponsored and they're just trying to sell me something. There's value in all of the events, and they will plug their product in the sponsored event, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go to that just because of that. There's still good value in it. So I would just encourage you to keep an open mind about that kind of thing.
And sometimes the sponsored event means that there's something like when Carpool is sponsoring an event, it usually means you're going to walk out with a recorder in your hand. Or if JW Pepper is sponsoring it, it usually means you're going to walk out with a packet of music of some sort in your hand. So you can kind of look at it that way too. There's a lot of freebie things that come with some of those sponsorships too.
Yeah. I would encourage you all to look at the schedule before you go to conference. I would not show up to conference not knowing what you're going to go to.
It was kind of hard to find, TBH.
Yeah, so I put the URL of kind of like the hub of where you're going to find lots of information. There's a button on there that says register now, and that's where you're going to register. But there is some tabs on the side that say like resources for attendees, and you can look at the schedule. And I already wrote down like what sessions I want to go to so that I have a plan when I go there, because you don't want to like miss something that you would actually really interested in, basically. Another thing that you'll have to plan ahead for is lunch. So I don't know if it's going to be different this year because of COVID, but in past years they have like a little stand and they sell like apples, bagels, chips, like stuff like that, but not meals. So
Like
besides the free food, there's not like free snacks every now and then. There's not a place in the center, like the convention center, to get lunch, like a full meal. So you're gonna have to either pack a lunch or go somewhere nearby. And so just want to plan ahead for that so you don't like miss stuff because you're hungry and then, yeah.
Now I might be remembering a different conference, but do they still provide dinner? Or
No.
Not for us.
Yeah,
No, they don't. I think all the
Okay.
sessions end by like 5:30.
Okay.
usually
Most
performances
nights.
are later at night.
Oh, you know
So-
what, we might have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for like
Okay.
for state honors ensembles, they feed you.
Yeah.
Speaking of, that's another thing at conference is honors ensembles performing. And I personally have not been to one of those before, but they sound cool.
Yeah, they're dope.
They're awesome.
And
Guest conductors.
yeah, so they have like the people performing are high school and middle school students, right?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the honors like jazz.
So you can kind of see like
ensembles.
what's possible with your future ensembles, basically, and just see some cool music being played and conductors that come in, and just a great experience. So that's what WMEA is. And if you do not have a car on campus and you're wondering how you're going to get there, we can carpool. And I've created a carpool sign-up sheet here that we can use to, yes. So let me just explain the sheet first. Yeah. So if you're the driver, put down your name and how many seats you have in your car and then how to contact you. And if you're looking for a ride, look at the sheet and contact the driver.
Did you
and
put the
see
date
if they
of
have.
when we're leaving?
Oh, I didn't. That's a good idea.
Okay, because conference, you know, it's technically like Wednesday night through Saturday morning. Most people go Thursday, Friday, like all day. I personally like usually stay an extra night because I have a lot of friends in Madison or siblings or whatever, and I know it's the case for a lot of people. Or some people go just Friday. So just keep that in mind too. You also, you know, not tied to the person you get in the car with. So you can always just get a ride with one person and someone else back. Yeah.
Wednesday's just like almost like prelim intro night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday's
It's like
just
the
kinda like
awards.
welcome.
It's the awards.
Okay,
That's it. There's no sessions on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's just the welcome reception, is the only thing that happens on.
But they do start super early on Thursday, so like if you
Yeah.
have somewhere to stay for free, sometimes it's nicer to be there.
Yeah, like 8 a.m. Thursday. So,
I don't know. Maybe that's.
I think when I looked it was 8, but maybe I'm wrong. So we're going to hang that carpooling sign-up sheet either on the music ed board or on the CNAfME board. I don't know which one.
Do you all know where those things are?
The music
CNAfME
ed
board
board.
is.
There you go.
CNAfME board's on the first floor. It's blue. It's beautiful. It's bright. It's the prettiest one in the hallway.
It is right next to the printing machine room. If
Yeah.
you don't know, if you know where that is, it's the
Cricket.
biggest board next to it, and it's labeled CNAfME.
And then the
It's
music
got
is
Sarah's
upstairs.
poster on it
Yes.
from her
Yes.
recital, so.
And the music ed one is right outside 360 on the 3rd floor.
Yep.
So if it basically, I think we should just put on the snappy one.
CNAfME.
If it doesn't
Everyone
fit,
else's
so
stuff.
put it on.
Yeah, we'll send something out too, because we need to get everybody who thinks they're going signed up by the end of the month.
Yes.
Even if, you know, you can sign it if you think you're going. If you don't end up going, that's fine. what we do is we ask you, once you're at conference, to find the UWM booth, sign in there on Thursday, sign in again on Friday if you're there both days, and then we bring that back and I send it out to the faculty here so that they can verify if you missed a class that you actually went to conference. But if you don't get on that list, that means your name doesn't go on the excused list that goes out to faculty. So it's better to be on the list and not end up going if something happens than to not get onto that list.
Yeah.
May I add something on the carpool list or like a suggestion? Can we put what days you're planning on going? Like if you go, like if you decide to stay the night and you decide to take people up there with you and say there's one person that's just going for one day, they can come back with that one person that's only going for the day.
Yeah, no worries. We just added that actually, so that is a good
Oh.
idea.
Thank you, David.
And we will copy all that and put it in a probably digital form so people who aren't here right now also get into that. Or she just said put it on the board, duh. Okay.
Last thing is registration, talking about that. If you haven't registered already for conference, you should probably do that by October 1st because that is the early bird deadline. This is gonna get a little confusing for a second. So if you have a CNAfME membership, if you have taken Intro to Music Ed, you should have a CNAfME membership.
But you have to renew
That you have to renew every year, but you should have a membership
a member number.
with NAFME. If that's you, from now until October 1st, it costs $30 to go to conference. From then, October 1st until the 27th, costs $40. And then if you show up the day of conference and you register there, it's 45?
Something like that.
42. If you do not have a CNAfME membership, if you've never are NAFME with online, it costs $61 right now until October 1st, $81 from October 1st to the 27th, and $85 if you show up day of.
And that basically means you become a NAFME member.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what that extra cost is.
So if you've already paid for your membership and you registered today, it's only $30. So just do it by October 1st if you want it.
October 1st sounds like a big day.
Sounds like Katie's recycling.
It's a Friday.
So that's my WMEA spiel. And if on the way out you want to take a picture of the URL to look at it further, do that.
And I would normally say, don't go to my sessions, because you'll get all that stuff at other times. This would be the one year that I would say you could think about going. Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning, Margaret Newton from the Electroquity Institute is presenting with me on Native American traditions in Wisconsin. And on Friday at 10 a.m., four of my graduate students are going to be talking about marginalized voices in music education. So we've got some, one person I think is talking about transgender students in the choral setting, and other types of marginalized students kind of within the music ed programs and ways to help and support them. So if you find nothing else to go to, those two would be worth your time.
Now it's time for the fun stuff.
May I add something? Oh, sorry.
What's up, Dave?
May I add something before I go back to work? If you do go, I strongly encourage you to go to sessions that are outside of your comfort zone. My first year there, I went to all the sessions that I was familiar with. And then looking back at it, I'm like, well, that's stuff I already know. So if I were to go to sessions that I'm not familiar with, then I'm learning something new and you're getting the most out of your experience there. And also go with someone, so you're not walking alone by yourself.
It's a
So.
very, very big place. It's very large, so I would get there like a little bit in advance, only because it can get confusing. Some things are tucked away. One thing I will say, kind of like about what David just said, is they're not all strictly about like your or anybody's like field. Those are like choral sessions and like instrumental sessions for both band and orchestra, all age levels and all that stuff. The most useful workshop that I went to was about protecting your hearing as a music teacher, and I will never, because of that session, I will never not wear earplugs when I play. So it was very, very helpful. So it's not all just about like band or orchestra or whatever. It does have like other information that would be useful even beyond like a classroom setting. So,
Or even like new teachers talking about their first
Yes.
couple years. Those are always super insightful. My favorite session I think I've ever gone to is about how to incorporate mental health education into the classroom. This was specifically a choral one, but they just had a lot of really cool things to say that I like do all the time. So it's really cool. Yeah. Oh, I'm changing this. Hi, we're gonna do an icebreaker. Hey, you all have said, I don't know who's in this room, so why not make it fun? Okay, the basic information that everybody knows they need to give and receive. Your name. Major, we're all music heads, so instrument or like area of specialty or whatever. And then give me your least favorite type of writing utensil. Yeah, and then I'm gonna steal this one from our choir retreat, and it's what kitchen appliance would you be if you were a kitchen appliance? We're gonna start with Joe Schmidt. Absolutely. We'll catch on as we go.
Well, I'm Joe Schmidt. I'm a choral in general. That's my specialty. Let's see. So we have our
Least favorite writing utensil.
least favorite writing utensil. Either be chalk, a pen that's just like not like a gel pen that just feels like you're just like trudging through concrete, or like one of those pens where it's like kind of, or like a pencil where it's like double. Like
Oh, yeah.
The lead is kind of
For sure.
doing that.
Yeah.
And then kitchen appliance, toaster oven with an air fryer in it.
Totes. Absolutely.
Versatile, baby. What?
Wait, say it again.
Toaster oven
Toaster
and air
oven
fryer
and air
combo.
fryer in it. So like,
Combo.
I've never seen
yeah.
that. What is
And
the question about the kitchen appliance?
Kitchen appliance you most associate with. For example, fine.
you go first.
Hi, I'm
Yeah.
I'm a choral general person. My least favorite writing utensil, I personally really do not enjoy dry erase markers because they require you on a board usually to write like this, but I usually write like this. Like I have to tip my paper to the side, so I hate markers. And I, in the kitchen, am a waffle iron because don't always particularly need me around, but like once I'm there, it's like, oh, this is gonna be a really good breakfast. Like she really pulled through. So that's how I feel.
Can we add what year we are?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, here you are in the program.
Okay, I'm student teaching next semester, so I'm a senior. Joe, what are you?
whoa.
Okay, Sean, this joke.
Joe's a junior. In the program.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name is Irina.
Hi, Arena.
I play cello, and I also do vocal stuff.
Sick.
So I'm doing both. I don't know, have they changed it now where you do them both automatically yet?
I have to sit down for a day and write the form for DPI, so we hopefully in a couple of weeks are gonna do that. By next fall, we will be entering people in the one license program.
Okay, well I'm giving to all of them because I want to. Year is also complicated, but I guess junior. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Beautiful.
My least favorite writing utensil is like wooden pencils that you have to sharpen, unless they were like pre-sharpened, and I'll use it for like 5 minutes. Or like mechanical pencils or pens that are over 0.5 millimeters. I will only use 0.5 millimeters. This might be 0.7, which is why it's my spare.
Totally.
Kitchen appliance.
Kitchen appliance. Probably slow cooker because I just need a minute.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I don't know many of you. I am Summer.
Hi, Summer.
I am choral in general. Kind of transfer. I already have a performance degree. So I think I'm sophomore or junior. TBD transfer
From
credits.
where?
So I went to Eau Claire and Milwaukee Area Tech.
Sick.
So, yeah, tech school is fun. I do not like fountain pens, no matter how much I wish I could, because they're really fun to write with, but I feel like I always get the ink on my hands, and it stresses me out.
Totally.
And I like stand mixers because they have lots of features and they do lots of different things, and I feel like that distracts me because I do too much.
Totally.
Cool.
I'm Amanda. I play the clarinet. What other question? I'm a senior. In the spring. I don't know. I don't like pens because they smear on my hands when I write.
You lucky?
Yeah.
Let's
Totally.
go. I know the struggle.
Really? Who's lefty in here?
Cool.
Oh my gosh.
Person. Those are all music. Anyway.
What was the? I'm gonna just say a spoon. I don't like the question.
I'm Lauren. I'm a choral person. This is my 4th year. I'm gonna do utensil I really like. I really like a nice, juicy but pointy Sharpie.
Let's go.
That is so useful. And this isn't an appliance I would be, but an appliance I can't live without is an electric kettle. Yes.
My name is Nick. I'm a freshman.
Nick, what's your last name?
Johnson.
Cool.
Very basic.
I understand.
My least favorite writing utensil would be just a standard yellow number 2 pencil. Because they're not very reliable from my personal experience. And then a kitchen appliance that I can most relate to is an oven. Because I am always warm, hence why I'm only wearing a t-shirt when it's like 60 degrees out.
What's your instrument?
Oh yeah, I play saxophone.
Oh yeah. Half of the world around here plays that.
Wait,
Half of our
you're
classes.
literally, I'm in string pen right now,
Mhm.
and the entire back row of the class, like half of the class, are all saxophone players.
Most of the saxophone studio is music ed.
Yeah.
Nice. Did y'all play something out in public?
Yeah, we did. We had a performance today from 2:30 to 3:30.
Yeah, where was that?
The Pangea Mall.
Oh, I saw everybody transporting when at like lunchtime. I was like, oh.
I'm Lauren Schenk. I am an instrumental general senior, hopefully student teaching in the spring. One writing utensil I hate, I'll go specific too. You know those gel pens? It's like middle school gel pens were like, oh, these are really cool colors, but then they like almost don't work. They like work for like 2 minutes.
These ones where like
They're
everyone
so
loves them, but they're like
They-
kind of garbage.
Yeah. So those were disappointing. And then a kitchen appliance. I just thought of this. It's not in my kitchen, Olive Garden, but like the cheese grater and gel. It's just like so easy. So yeah.
I'll take that. Dr. Fish
I'm done.
I need to know your
This
answers.
is the start of year 14 for me here at UWM. Although I'm back, I did my undergrad degree in music therapy here, and then post-bac certification in music ed, and then my master's in music education here as well. So it was like coming home when I came back. My least favorite writing utensil is the cheap, mechanical pencils that they're plastic and they just feel like, they always feel like they're gonna break in my hands. So if you ever see me adjudicating, I've got my door runner going for number 2 pencils, like crazy throughout the day, because I go through them a lot, but that's what I much prefer for those. And I would have to say I would advocate the stand mixer also, because it's got, different attachments, it's got lots of different speeds, you can lock it into position if you need, the stability of it, or you can let it be flexible.
Nice. I love it.
I'm Sarah Melcher. I'm student teaching in the spring, and I'm a choral person. And my least favorite writing utensil would be a crayon, because that just never goes the way that you think it's going to. And I would be a microwave, because I just always be making noise.
Hi, my name is Anna Wisniewski. I am a senior general and instrumental music ed major. I play horn. And I also, fingers crossed, will be student teaching in the spring. My least favorite writing utensil is a golf pencil. They are useless. They make no sense. And when you use them,
It's like the little.
they're so cute. You're gonna go play mini golf, and they give you like a yeah,
I can
I
barely
hate.
even fit
They
into
don't
his
even
hands.
have erasers. No, they're so annoying. I hate them. And then the kitchen appliance that I most identify with would be a soda stream, because they're very cool.
Yeah.
Because they are very cool.
They are.
I'm Eric Zane. I am a junior in music education instrumental in general. I play piano and violin. Least favorite writing utensil would have to be those like Papermate red pens that they tell you to get to correct all your mistakes, and those, and then appliance would be a pan, because
Doesn't plug in. Try again.
It's
I know, it's fine. It's fine.
it's just versatile. You can fry things, you can stir fry, you can pan fry anything. So
Where are all the sophomores at?
That's a really good
being
question.
irresponsible and not reading your emails.
I don't know, they had their first year in COVID. We'll give them a break, okay?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm confused.
Hey, we got a first year right here.
Like,
There's no excuse for sophomore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For coming
There
today.
is the ball.
Well, you could have brought the rest of the sax studio with you.
They had jazz. It's a
Yeah.
jazz university for the concert, so.
Okay.
When I send out like a summary email or whatever, I'll also probably attach some kind of form about availability. I know we